She said, she'll take me anywhere, she'll take me anywhere, as long as she stays with me. She said, she'll take me anywhere, she'll take me anywhere, as long as I stay queen. Yes, yes, Molly's lips. Yes, yes, Molly's lips. Yes, yes, Molly's lips. Yes, yes, Molly's lips. Hey, Matt here, and this is the NXT Deadline review, which took place on Saturday. And good show. Obviously, we missed the final resolution show, so we will talk about that when we talk about that. But this was a good show, and I mean, it's one of those things where it was kind of Survivor Series happened a couple weeks ago, so we have this now, and this is pretty cool. Obviously, we still have a long way to go before the year ends, so. We have the pre-show. We have Nxt, who defeated Nathan Frazier. This was a good match, and I mean, these two are, again, some of the best wrestlers on NXT, and yeah, I mean, Nathan Frazier, one of those guys that I know is going to get the title at some point, but there's a lot of good moves. Got the Spanish Fly at some point. There was a point where Nathan was gonna do, I can't remember the name of that move, but then Nxt kicked him and got the win, and so that was cool. There was something that happened in the beginning of the show, but I want to talk about that at the end of the review, so. We've got the NXT North American title, Dragon Lee defeating Dirty Dom, and this was a good match. Rhea wasn't around, which I thought was interesting, but Ray came out with his crutches and sat on ringside, and yeah, this was a pretty good match. I mean, you thought there was a chance that Dominic could retain, but Dragon Lee ended up picking up the win, which I thought was a good move. I mean, he was originally in NXT when he came here, so it makes sense. I mean, Dominic is more or less a Raw guy, and so I'm glad to see that Dragon Lee is the champion. Yeah, he is on SmackDown as well, but we'll see where this goes. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of guys that go onto the main roster and still get an opportunity at the NXT title. I got the Iron Women's Survivor match, and this was awesome. At first, Blair Davenport, who defeated Fallon Henley with the Alabama Slam. You've got Fallon Henley, who defeated Tiffany Stratton with the Shiniest Wizard. And then, of course, there was a choke slam involved. Lash Legends. There was Lash Legend, who did a choke slam and a power bomb. One to Tiffany, and then the power bomb to Fallon. Now, it was during this moment that she did a super bomb, a double one, to Tiffany and Fallon. But yeah, she pinned those two. Then, yeah, Belair Davenport, who pinned Kalani Jordan after a diving double foot stomp to the back. You've got Tiffany, who pinned Lash. Oh yeah, because they did the penalty box thing. So anyways, whatever. So, Lash, see, this is confusing. Tiffany pinning Lash with the prettiest moonsault. Got Blair Davenport, who defeated Fallon Henley with a knee strike. And then, of course, Blair won the Iron Survivor Women's match. And so, a good concept, obviously, but it was like, I didn't get into the full numbers or whatever, but very good match, and I think Blair deserves it. You have Lyra Valkyrie coming out with the belt, raising it up, and then out of nowhere, she gets attacked from behind by a returning Cora Jade. And I knew this day would come. I mean, she's been out for months now, so the resident Mean Girl's back. And we'll see what happens. I still think that her promo skills suck. They need work, but whatever. She's back. She had a very touching interview with CM Punk. So that was pretty cool. We'll get to him in a minute, like I said, so. Oh yeah, okay, so before we go there, we got Blair, who defeated Tiffany once, Lash twice. Kalani, she didn't get Kalani, but pinned Fallon once. Got Carmelo Hayes versus Lexis King. What I liked about this was Lexis came out, he had like the same sort of hairstyle kind of as Carmelo. And just, getting into his mind. And yeah, this was pretty cool. Didn't know which way this was going to go. There was a point where you have Lexis, who stared down Carmelo, who was on the mat. He's like, shake my hand. So you look at Carmelo, and he goes to shake his hand, and then flip him off. Which, you don't see that too much in WWE anymore, but when it happens, it's very fucking cool. So, yeah, Carmelo ended up winning, and then as he goes up the ramp, it's like, Lexis goes, I'm not the one that got tricked, but thanks for the rub off, or whatever, I don't know. But this was a good match, so we'll see what happens tomorrow if we find out more about who assaulted Trick Williams. Right. Now you have the men's Iron Survivor match. So, I have Dijak, who beat Briggs with a Feast Your Eyes, and Josh Briggs pinned Dijak with a lariat. You have Tyler Bate, who pinned both Dijak and Trick Williams. Well, one with a schoolboy and one with a Tyler Driver 97. Then Bob Branker came in, and it was a spear party. He got Josh, Tyler, and Dijak. You have Dijak, who pinned Trick with the big boot. And yeah, it goes on to Tyler Bate pinning Dijak with a Frankensteiner from Breaker into sit down powerbomb. You have Dijak. Do you really want to go on? Mainly, you have Trick Williams, who pinned Josh with a schoolboy and Dijak. Then you have him beat with a jackknife hold. And then finally, Braun Breaker with a running single leg high knee. So, yeah, Trick Williams won. So we'll see what happens with that. Again, I didn't get into the scores, but it was a fairly good match. Obviously, you know, Josh Briggs and Trick had a very good back and forth. There, it was just very good teamwork with a lot of them too. I mean, there's no way of justifying or well making it. You'd have to watch it for yourself, obviously. But I mean, a very good. And you have the steel cage. You got Roxanne Perez versus Kiana James. So I mean, this was cool. There was a point where Kiana had Roxanne up in a powerbomb position, and she rammed her back into the steel cage. And then you had Roxy try to reverse it with the pop rocks. That didn't work. Then there's a steel cage. Kiana, who did the chicken shit heel thing and wanting her to not hit her with the chair. So she goes to close the steel cage door, and me and I can't remember the chick's name at this point right now, but I'll put it in the description, obviously, interfered, helping Kiana out. So yeah, Kiana James won the match. Fairly good match. Impressed that they brought back the old school steel cage. I mean, it looked a lot bigger than last time, but then you got the main event NXT Championship. Ilya Dragunov defeating Baron Corbin. Of course, Baron coming out in a motorcycle. Got Dragunov with those red eyes. This was a fairly good match, and I mean, yeah, it was a chop party, obviously. You thought, okay, maybe Baron was gonna win. And I even said, Baron needs to win. But, yeah, I mean, it was a close call, but Eli hit the H-bomb 3 times. Actually, the third time he went to hug Baron, who basically looked confused. I mean, I obviously did. He did this in the last episode of NXT, so yeah, basically he did another H-bomb for the win, retaining the title. Once again, don't know where to go from here. I mean, yeah, I thought that Baron would finally get the belt for sure, but that obviously never happened, so anyways. So before the beginning of the show, you have CM Punk coming out after Shawn Michaels came out to address the crowd, and basically CM Punk was like, do I stay with Raw, or do I go to SmackDown, or do I make my debut on NXT? And it was like, nah, I'm not sure where to go with that. I mean, would he be okay going to NXT? I think that'd be interesting. The fact is, this is a new CM Punk. He looks happier. It was like, I don't think it comes off as fake. I think it's one of those things where it's like, he knew what the deal was going to AEW and dealing with, I guess, I like to say juvenile people, but I don't even know. A lot of them, I think, were not what he thought they were, and he went back to the company that basically he said he was never going to go to. Now, if that makes him a hypocrite, so be it. But I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm 1.5 out, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I just want to have faith and see where this goes. But only time will tell. So, anyways, we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Anymore. So you know that them cutting WCW was a long time coming. I don't think that's the case at all. If you look at some of his earlier interviews, like